So here we are at the Westin, Virgin Islands, and they came today and stacked our furniture like this on the porch, getting ready for Hurricane Irma, and we're hoping it's a big fat nothing. And so the maintenance people came up today and kind of like tied stuff up, tied up the benches, and you guys know the little pool. They kind of took a lot of the furniture out of the little pool. Grills are going to be live, I was told. They're not going to shut those down. But they did take all of the umbrellas down and tie them up, and tied up chairs and tried to put everything away so it wouldn't get damaged for the most part. But once again, we're hoping for a big fat nothing. So today we went on the Reef Bay hike, and we gathered up these emergency provisions. Those are what they call a stinking toe and an egg fruit that you can eat in case you run out of food. Okay, as you can see, everything's still perfectly calm and clear, and we're getting ready for another beautiful sunset here. But the ferry boat is coming in, and that's probably the last ferry that's going to come in and go out until storm comes. And again, we hope the storm is going to be a big fat nothing. Okay, it's Tuesday, September 5th, and we're starting our normal morning walk. And as you can see, the weather's pretty much normal today, but they're telling us tonight or tomorrow morning we're going to get a pretty bad storm here. So we're going to walk around the resort here and see what kind of preparations they've made for the storm. So this is really the first thing we've seen out of the ordinary. This old ratty ping pong table's covered up. Probably could have let that go. And the same with the old ratty pool table. And there's usually a little bit of furniture and stuff inside this gazebo. That's all been taken out, and we're about to get up to the beach here, and looks like they've got some sandbags at the end of the path here to keep the water from coming up. And they've probably got, yeah, they've got most of the beach chairs stacked up. Normally this time in the morning they'd be putting them out, but I think it's probably the opposite today.
And all the flotation stuff.
Yeah, and oh yeah, all the jump trampoline and floating stuff has been removed from the swimming area there. So beach is pretty empty this morning. So this is Snorkel's Bar and Grill here. Usually these are all full of tables and chairs, but you can see they got them all stacked up over here. And then it looks like that we walk into the main pool area. You can see there's a lot less furniture here, and a lot of it stacked up, getting ready for the storm, tied down. And I would imagine by later on today this will all be emptied out. And there's our friend Miss Janice. They're emptying out the bar. Usually we have many bottles of liquor and beer there.
Are you putting us on ABC, CBS,
Yes.
NBC? Which one?
Everyone. You see some more restaurant furniture all stacked up here, and these guys have been working their butts off down here, clearing everything out and getting everything ready for the storm. And the boat dock is completely empty. Usually we've got fishing boats, diving boats, and that's where the ferry comes in usually. And it looks like they're clearing all the loose stuff off of the dock too. You can see they've put a few sandbags up alongside some of these lower rooms down by the beach, because they're probably going to get some water down here. Looks like all the big shade umbrellas have been lowered down here and tied off. getting ready for the storm. And also, this is the Lemongrass restaurant. All of their shade umbrellas have been lowered. Yeah, they've taken all of the toys off of the beach. Usually there's all the kayaks and paddle boards and sailboats and things like that over there, and more sandbags. And it looks like they've taken somebody's boat out of the water and stuck it back over here for storage. I got a feeling, good morning, got a feeling that's somebody important's boat. And you can see this, some of the stuff that they've taken off the beach has ended up over here. There's the Hobie Cats picnic tables. There's the swim platform over here. And those are the Zodiacs that you can usually rent at the hotel and tomb around in. They've got them up on the lawn. Of all things, they've got the Frisbee golf holes tied to the pole. I guess they didn't want those flying around doing some damage. Another one over there. Good morning, Rooster. These patios here have been all cleared off. Not all of them, but most of them, and probably going to continue to work on that as the day goes by here. But this area of the resort's called Bay Vista. You can see why, and everything looks pretty calm out there. I'm sure that's going to change soon. Looks like they put a little extra support to hold these awnings down on this building. And we're entering into the main lobby here, and you see a few sandbags there, and I would assume that since this is all open in here that they're going to probably remove most all of all the furniture and loose stuff from inside the front desk here. Good morning. And here we are by the taxi area. This is where all of the wisdom on the island congregates, usually. And so we may come down here later and see if we can get some local knowledge from some of our friends who drive the safaris around the island. Everything looks fairly normal here for now, but I imagine these guys are going to be going home at some point too and battening down the hatches. And so we're headed back up the hill to get some things ready in our villa, see what happens. Okay, it's Tuesday, about 2:30 in the afternoon, and we're starting to see on the radar that we're going to start catching some of the outer bands of the storm sometime in the near future, but it's kind of rare to see the channel out there with not one boat going by. So everything is pretty much shut down out on the ocean, and everybody's just getting ready to see what hits. And we're supposed to get a briefing from Westin security here in just a little while. Okay, it's about 4 o'clock. We're starting to get just a little bit of drizzle, rain, and we just got a message on the phone from the management here that there's going to be a curfew starting at 11 p.m. tonight, and that we'll need to be in our rooms until after the storm passes and they clear the curfew. And so the place is looking very deserted tonight. It's about 6:30 going on 7. You can hear the tree frogs pretty good. And we were told that the Westin was going to put on dinner down here in one of the ballrooms. So we're going down to check it out and see if there's any more information we can pick up. You can see they got sandbags in front of all these doors down here in the gallery and the shops over here. And so here we are, heading into the ballroom here. This is probably a good bit of the people that are staying. And we're supposed to be getting some free grub here. And so it looks like that the Westin invited the Virgin Islands finest here, the first responders, to come and eat with us, and they're the ones that are going to try and keep us safe this week, and we appreciate it.
Just trying to record how much people in here.
2 of us. Don and Colin.
Okay. Down bar.
Yep.
Alright, enjoy.
Alright.
Take it
You
easy.
stay safe.
Okay, it's about 7 a.m. and just now starting to rain, and I guess we'll see how bad it gets. The water's running kind of slow out of the faucet. That's a little bit of a concern. After that first bit of rain went through, kind of calmed down here, and I still see a few people driving around. There's a cop car over here at the gas station, and the seas out there, you can noticeably see them getting rougher. So we'll see what the next wave brings. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Winds are getting a little stronger. Kind of a steady rain coming. We just heard on the Weather Channel that it looks like the storm may be moving through here a little bit north, which is probably the best news that we could hear, but of course we never know for sure. So we're going to stay safe. Okay, it's about 9 o'clock now, and we are starting to see a little bit more wind. You can see the trees moving around quite a bit over here on the hill, and we're also starting to see a bunch of leaves and stuff flying around, getting a little bit more debris. So I don't know how many more times I'm going to actually come outside and film. I have to film through the window after this. Alright, it's now about 10 o'clock. Things are steadily picking up. We're getting some pretty strong wind gusts that we can feel throughout the building. And you can probably see on here quite a bit of stuff flowing around. So Holly's saying we're getting about 60-mile-an-hour winds right now, and the worst of it should be here around noon. Hours till we get real bad. So here we are at 11 o'clock. I think we're in between bands right now, but the latest forecasts are putting the center of the storm really close to here, so we're expecting it to get pretty bad. Wish us luck. It's about 11:30 now. It's getting really ugly, and anybody that wishes they, or thinks they wishes they would be here, are crazy. This is very scary. Okay, the best I can tell, this is the beginning of the eye wall coming through, and we're going to take cover now. So it's getting really, the winds are swirling around and getting really scary. Okay, it's 3:30, and the storm is definitely not over, but we felt like it slowed down enough for us to come out of our shelter. We we spent about 3.5 hours. We spent about 3.5 hours sheltered up. We started out in this little closet here, and for about a half an hour, then we just decided it'd be a better idea to go into the bathroom here, which it worked out a lot better. While we were in here, though, the noise was very scary. The building was shaking, doors rattling. At one point in time, the toilet bubbled up, so whatever drain that it's connected to was getting air blown up through the toilet, and then we kept on hearing wind blowing back through the vent up there. But we did fill up the bathtub with water, and while we were in here, the power did go out. So obviously we're holding a flashlight now to try and show you what's going on. But we did take on some water. We started to notice it right before we went into shelter, coming in from the corner of the sliding door, but it looks like maybe that was just
We got a leak.
and maybe we have a leak
We have a leak
somewhere
on me. Where I'm
in the
standing.
ceiling.
Yeah, we have a leak in the ceiling.
Okay, but there's not a tremendous amount of water in here. Something we can probably clean up pretty easy and
Here, look.
feel fairly safe. Oh yeah, I see it dripping up there.
Yeah.
And I think the worst of it is over, but we don't really know. We're just kind of going by what the reports we had before we lost all our power and internet. And you can kind of see right here, you've been seeing this palm tree out there before the storm started. You can see what's left of it now. And we did come upstairs and found that there was a leak in the roof up here too. So it's probably just the sheer volume of water, and it got the floor wet a little bit.
I think it looks.
What?
Oh, there's something going on in here, I think.
We did hear something kind of break while we were in the bathroom, locked in the bathroom, and
It's
we just
light
found what it
fixture.
is. The light fixture
The light fixture in
probably
the
got
shower.
full of water and broke and
Yeah.
fell in the shower.
That's it.
Okay, it's about 5:30, and we've had a little bit more chance to look around now, and there's quite a bit of damage to buildings and power lines. And our neighbor, okay, our neighbor has a huge hole in their wall and water everywhere. You can see down here all of the trees, all the leaves are off all the trees, and damage down here to the pool area. And it looks like everyone's okay so far, but we really don't know. We're not able to get out of the room yet. Okay, so it's Thursday morning, and this is the aftermath of the storm. Basically starting in our room, everything got thrown around pretty good, and a tree snapped off here and fell on our neighbor's car. They were in 3423. Then inside the room, the wall above the patio door blew in and made a complete mess inside there. Pretty much debris everywhere. Amazing thing is how well you can see the surrounding area. Usually this is all kind of like jungle, and you can't tell what's around you, but now you can see for a long way because all the trees have been stripped bare. And as you can see, there's I think a big rock, and there's sort of shit flying everywhere. came around last night around 10 o'clock and checked on everybody, counted heads, said that they don't know of anybody that got hurt or killed on the resort, which is pretty amazing based on what we're seeing here. This is my favorite little pool. A lot of people walking around just sort of stunned this morning, like me. I'm sure some of you remember these giant plants that were always hanging by the side of the road here on the way down the hill. Just everywhere you look. Stuff's ripped to pieces. This is the area around building 31 and 32, the buildings down below where we were staying, or we are staying still. For how long we don't know, but as you can see, pretty much ripped apart. The buildings seem to hold together pretty well. We've been told that everybody's okay, but still not sure about that. Just a little pool down here. Not quite as much stuff in it as up by us. Used to be a beautiful fan palm tree there. It's now laying on the ground. You get the idea. Looks like this car's had its bumper ripped off. Light pole just bent over. Huge palm trees. It's probably been here 20 years, just laying over. So this is the way down to the main part of the resort. We had just a little, another little downpour this morning, so it's flooded this little traverse where everybody's been getting through. Wonder how many more of those I'm gonna find where I gotta hike through. This is the area where the 3-bedroom pool units are. I'm sure they're just as much a mess as the rest of the place. I'm gonna walk over here. Looks like this is where the taxi cab drivers park their stuff. Hopefully they didn't get too much damage, because everybody's going to need to get around, I'm sure. These are Westin cabs. Mr. Penn's taxis. It looks like the palm tree on that one, but looks like they might have fared pretty well here, and hopefully they'll be up and running soon, because as I say, we're probably going to need a ride. There's the look up to the buildings on the hill, and you know, just never been able to see up through there before. The hurricane has just gone through and ripped every leaf off every tree, it seems like. We're going to try and make our way through here towards the front gate. Here's somebody running a chainsaw up here. Looks like the main road into town is going to be pretty much impassable for a little while here. Some of the guys are already out this morning trying to clean up things, and we appreciate everything you do. Got the roof off of something over there, I'm not sure. Totally ripped apart. This is the area where the spa and shops are. As I say, it looks like pretty much the buildings seem to be intact. I don't know about this one though. That's the main desk area, and that's would have been Max and Ollie's restaurant up there. Too bad they just opened not too long ago. They're gonna be crushed. This is the area over here where they keep the rental cars. Looks like they might have gotten spared to a large degree, but looks like there's some of them that got pushed around. Tennis courts, I'm sure all that's pretty much done. This looks like the roof off of something that probably came from a different area, maybe not the Westin. As I say, it's just amazing that you can see so far. Usually everything's so overgrown you can't even tell what's around the next bend, but now it seems like you can see through everything. There's the playground, and this building over here, they literally just finished and we're getting ready to open up. All brand new. And gonna have to all be rebuilt, I'm sure. All brand new barbecue grills on the ground. Breaks my heart. Hey, good news, the pool table made it. Seems like the farther I go down here, the worse it gets. There's the gazebo, what's left of it. Somebody's boat. It's washed up on the beach. That's right in Jason and Kelly's spot. And it looks like there's quite a few more boats that have washed up down through here. Try and take a look see. Just debris everywhere. Oh. Well, you can see where that catamaran ended up. I was watching that from up the room last night. Was thinking if it stayed anchored out there, we'd be okay, but obviously that didn't happen. And here's what's left of Snorkel's bar and grill. And we're gonna walk up here into the pool area. Probably gonna break your heart. lot of people walking around stunned, just like me. Lucky to be alive. That's the pool where I learned how to scuba dive. Spent many a day, many an hour in this corner of the pool. Right up close to the bar. And right there is where we saw Kenny Chesney for the first time. So many of these buildings were just refurbished. Really, really sad. Plenty of sunset cruises were made on that boat. And that's the boat where I made my certification dive. I don't think it's getting refurbished. The camera's about to run out of battery, but I'm just gonna walk down here and see what other boats have washed up on shore here. Most of them I kind of recognize, so I think they're all fairly local. Maybe ones that were moored. Yeah, there's the other diving boat over there, nestled up next to that sailboat. A lot of trees just snapped off. That's the hut where you rent the kayaks and everything. Amazingly enough.
Westin.
The cornhole set made it. Looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Got a lot of work to do. And I believe the hotel will close for a couple of months. So we have a lot of
I don't know if you heard that, but somebody just said that they think the hotel's going to close for a couple of months. We shall see. And once again, these buildings down here look to be pretty much intact. And I see one down here that has part of the roof ripped off. But I haven't heard of anybody getting injured or killed yet on the Westin, anyway. There's one of the babies in the building A lot of these buildings down here, a lot of damage. I don't think anybody was staying down here because they moved everyone up the hill pretty much. The buildings up on the hill there look like they did okay.
We were just saying it's like this is a mixing bowl down here.
Yeah. There's our beautiful main entrance, and it looks like it's been pretty much ripped to shreds. I'm going to try and walk up there, and I don't know if we can get through. They probably got it closed off, or maybe security, because it doesn't look safe to go in. Looks like I see somebody going up the steps into the restaurant. I'm gonna see if I can walk up there, take a look around. I'm sure it's bad. Yeah, this building pretty much opened up to the sky. Not much left here. And this is the front desk area. It looks like they rolled these hurricane doors down, but they didn't hold. And kind of like a mixing bowl in here. Everything just got churned around. Right here's the taxi area where Mr. Penn and the boys usually hang out. And I think they probably tried to store a lot of the golf carts and stuff over here. I don't know if that worked out too well. So we kind of made the loop here. My battery's about to run out, but you get the idea. A lot of work, a lot of cleanup to be done, and hopefully nobody got hurt or killed. And there's building 34 up there, kept us safe.